Unbelievable. I want to welcome everybody to the webinar today. This is Robert Burns. I'm delighted to be here with you, and I'm delighted that you've decided to invest some time with us to take a look at Robo-Forex and all the things that it can bring about. So with no more ado, I want to get started with the first thing, which is the risk disclaimer. This is not like putting money in the bank. It has risk. And anytime you want to make real money, you have to take risk. You have to be willing to do that, which is not for everybody, to be sure. Excuse me. Be willing to accept risk. Then you're if you are fortunate enough to align with good traders, you can make some real money really quickly, and you can make some real money over time by compounding, which we'll show you here in a minute. But the key thing to look at on this slide, and if you haven't seen this slide before, I would encourage you to take a screenshot of it. Down at the bottom is really the punchline. Never risk funds you cannot afford to lose. That's sage advice. In other words, if you have money that you need that's earmarked for the mortgage, the rent payment, the groceries, that's money that really should not be going into this kind of an endeavor, because it really does have risk, and things can happen that are out of all of our control. So with that aside, for those that don't know me, my name is Robert Burns. I'm here in the Seattle, Washington area. You ask, what is an American doing here in Robo-Forex? I thought Americans couldn't join, and you'd be right. U.S. citizens cannot. But thankfully for me, my wife and my daughter are dual citizens. They're U.S. citizens as well as Romanian citizens. Romanian citizens can play. They moved here, it's hard to imagine, just about 20 years ago. My wife and I have been married for 18 years. My daughter is now back in Romania, just gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. So my wife and I are grandparents, which is a very exciting time. My son is in Bozeman, Montana, the highest per capita place on the planet for billionaires. Who would have thunk it? Bozeman, Montana, of all places. Well, what I do for fun, I fly fish, I play bass guitar. I'm really want to do much more of both of those. I was playing a little bit this morning, having some fun before the webinar here, getting my energy right. On my professional resume, most of the stuff that I do that I really like, not most, all the stuff I do that I really like doing involves the product itself making money, be it Forex trading, real estate investing, crypto investing, crypto trading. And then also over many years, I've done internet marketing and team building. I've done internet marketing since before it was really called that, when my hair was a different color, but this is a little bit about me. I love building teams also with these kinds of projects, because unlike most things, you see behind me there, I've got a bunch of, I call it my ego wall in the background. And there's stuff there that I did and I was engaged in and did pretty well in, but it never really in my heart was like, I really want to do this. I really like this. And nutritional products, selling legal services, other things. This, however, the product itself makes money. How about that? Somebody comes aboard as a client. They don't have to do any of the networking stuff at all, and they can make a buck. It's pretty cool. Now, what will we cover today? We're going to get into copy trading. We're going to get into the solidity of the broker, into how you do withdrawals, one of my favorite topics. My favorite one, though, is the next one, which is compounding. Compounding is, according to Albert Einstein, and old Albert, I think, was right. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. It truly is a remarkable phenomenon when you see it work, and you see it, more importantly, work on your account right before your eyes. We'll get into the affiliate part. This part is optional. Don't have to do that if you're not into that kind of thing. But if you are into that kind of thing, we definitely want to talk to you, because there's a very exciting business here, and it's going very well. Lastly, we'll have a drawing. And we'll get into how you can participate in the drawing if you're a guest here. And then we'll take a quick break and then get into the Q&A and enrollment in part 2. So here's an example of our most recent, well, not our most recent drawing. One of our, let me rephrase. These are some people that won. these are some people that, and there's many more that are not on this list. We do this every week and we try to have fun with it. I've got some new music today for our drawing. I found the Jeopardy music. So let's see if that's going to work. But these are people that won. And this guy in particular, I want to have you tune in on this. Let's see. His name is Don Murray. He's from Northern Ireland, from Belfast, Ireland. He's a colleague. He showed up one day and he won the drawing. Well, Don, unlike many, most people will just get into the copy trading and good on you. That may be what you want to do. Maybe you don't ever want to learn how to trade. Cool. But Don had done some trading on his own, and he took the $100 that he won and he put it into an account. This particular type of an account, notice up here it says US cent. What does that mean? That means a dollar is worth 100 cents. And if you take $100, that's worth 10,000 cents. So here was his $100 when he started. And here in no time at all, he doubled the account. He made 101% profit. And he has done this same kind of thing for a while now. So good on you, Don Murray. This is a great outcome. And one of our areas that we will get into and talk about is not just the copy trading, which is really very broad. Copy trading is really for everybody. If you have the right traders, you'll see why. But there's a few crazy enough to say, hey, I think I can do this trading stuff as well, and I want to learn how. And Robert Russell and I are very committed to that same thing and teaching and getting people up to speed on how to do that. So what is manual trading? Speaking of which, manual trading is hard. Skills required, not easy, not simple. Active income. You gotta crack the books. This is not for the faint of heart. This is definitely not for the lazy. This is something that takes a lot of effort and a lot of tenacity to do. You're gonna get beat up some days, and you think, what on earth am I doing here? And then you're gonna have days where you can do no wrong, and you think, yes, of course. Look at how I did. And everywhere in between. In other words, there's a lot of emotion involved in this. There's a lot of psychology and mindset involved in being a good manual trader. What is copy trading? How does it contrast with that? Well, copy trading is very different. You don't have to have any skills to enjoy this. You can get your account set up, you register, you verify, you fund that bad boy, you hook up to a trader, and you're ready to go. It's easy, it's simple, and you have passive income. Now, that's if you get connected with a good trader. You can have copy traders that are not good. That may come as a shock to some, but there's some that are not worth subscribing to. So you have to be very selective in your choice of copy traders. But if you get a good one, all of this stuff applies. It is easy. It is simple. You can sit on the couch and make money. No joke. And what I want to get into now is a little bit of information on RoboForex. RoboForex was a company that I had made the choice that I wanted to get an account with before I met Robert Russell. And I saw RoboForex. I saw some things I really liked immediately. And I put it on my favorites, my short list of favorites of things that I wanted to engage with. Then one day, all of a sudden, I didn't really know Robert at all. somehow, you have people that you connect with as friends. And I did somehow. I friended him. He friended me. I'm not sure how that worked, but what I do know is one day on his wall, he posted something, which he does pretty frequently. He's very capable with internet marketing. And it caught my attention. I thought, whoa, RoboForex has copy trading. What? You got to be kidding me. I love that idea because I was working with people in some developing countries, one in particular in Africa, which is the largest economy in Africa, is Nigeria. And if there's any Nigerians on the call, I'm not trying to pander to you, but it's real deal. I had been knocked out by the potential in the country of Nigeria for marketing things, particularly if you get the price point right, where it would be appealing to people in a country that has a lot of people that have low income. So it's just, I'm not being condescending. It's just a fact. And so when I saw this and I saw copy trading, the first word that popped in my mind was Nigeria. And I had already decided on this company, but what I didn't know is this is an old stat right here at 4.5 million. It's actually over 5 million clients. They're in 169 countries. They've won lots of awards, which you can check out yourself. You don't need me to read to you, obviously. You can go on their website and see how they've done. What does their report card look like? And the answer is it's good, and for good reason. They're a good broker. They're regulated in the country of Belize. The regulatory body that oversees them is called the FSC. They participate voluntarily in the Financial Commission. The Financial Commission is a group of Forex companies that decided they wanted to provide arbitration for the participants, the companies that participate for those companies' clients. How does that work? Well, if you have a dispute with your broker in that commission, in this case, let's say RoboForex, and you don't agree with the decision they made, maybe you had a price spike from the liquidity provider. There's a variety of things that can happen. But let's just say you have a dispute, and let's say that the commission decides you win. They provide independent arbitration between yourself and your broker, in this case, RoboForex. If you prevail, they will cover you up to 20,000 euros. How about that? So in other words, this is the company putting a good foot forward and really demonstrating they have a lot of good faith. Now, what instruments does RoboForex offer to their clientele to trade? Well, not surprisingly, Forex, cryptocurrencies, stocks, and it's kind of the vanilla stuff. It's none of the obscure stuff, but it is here if you do want to trade stocks, and particularly the ones that are the majors. And then what's indices or indexes? Indices is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, known as the US 30. We jokingly refer to it as the Dirty 30. It's a wild beast, and you'll see a trader today that we're going to introduce that tames that beast. He is a literal lion tamer. There's the DAX. It's the similar thing in Germany. It's the top 40 German industrial companies. Robert Russell is a master of that. He does all kinds of things to research that day in and day out and sharpen his skills daily. There is the NAS. That's the top U.S. companies, the top 100 on the NASDAQ. That's one that is very popular also. And there's a number of other ones. Recently, I've been trading one called the JP 225, which is a Japanese index. But all of those are on here. Additionally, we've got ETFs, which are exchange traded funds, soft commodities, things like coffee, cocoa, sugar, et cetera. Energies. This has been a tough year for many, and continues to be with the war in Ukraine. But oil, natural gas, heating oil, ethanol, that's under the energies umbrella. And then metals is a very popular area, particularly gold against the dollar. This is a very popular instrument that people like trading. Here again are the awards. I'm not going to belabor this. You can go to the website and take a look at that and draw your own conclusions, but they've got a lot of good things going on. Now, information on our traders. One of the things that's really, really critical in the copy trading, I'd say one of the things, I think the thing, the number one thing by far, is be selective about the trader that is handling your money. And we do our best to try to vet the traders. We don't always get it right. Things happen in the market, and this is where you do have risk. And so you have to be careful about who you choose as a trader. It's also important to have diversification, not have all of your eggs in the basket of one trader. Personally, I like having 3 traders. You can do as you wish. It's your money. You can have 1, you can have 2, you can have whatever you wish. But 3 or 4 seems to be, to me, to be a sweet spot, because you want to get, so if one trader has a bad day, you're not as impacted if you have your assets diversified. And the criteria that we use to select traders, there's multiple things on this list. Or not on this list, but these are a few of the major ones. Do they keep their stops tight? You'll see why that's important here in just a minute. They keep drawdowns. What's a drawdown? A drawdown is an unrealized loss, typically. In other words, it's a floating loss. Anytime you enter trades, almost always you're in a little bit of a drawdown, hopefully not a big one. And that's because there's a spread, there's fees. So automatically you're in a negative. And if you close right then and there, you've realized the loss. A drawdown is an unrealized loss. It also can be an unrealized gain, by the way. How is their past performance? It's not necessarily an indication of future results, to paraphrase the, ad infinitum, the disclaimers, but it gives you a pretty good thumbnail. I like looking at what did they do this last week? What did they do this month? And that gives you a pretty good thumbnail of what may be coming. What's the win ratio? This can be misleading. You can have traders that trade at 50% win ratio that'll make you more money than the guy or gal that trades at 95% win ratio. This can be very deceiving because it's not about necessarily the wins only. It's also about how they manage your account and how they mitigate the risk by keeping stops and keeping the stops small. That's very important. Do they have a Telegram channel? Are they communicative? Do they have a Telegram group that's attached to that channel where you can literally interact directly with the trader? To me, this is not optional, by the way. If there's a trader that's unwilling to communicate with their clientele, I'm not in. I don't like that. What's the total number of trades they've taken? What's the total number of subscribers or, investors that they have? This is a pretty good indication, by the way. We have some traders that are up and comers. We think one of the ones we're introducing today, drum roll, I think has a shot at being the top trader in the company. I really do. And I'll show you why I think that in a minute. And I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for Robert Russell here that he would concur. I'd ask him, but we've been looking at this trader for a while and very happy that and delighted really that we're able to introduce them today. So here is a thing that you'll see more about. This is just an example of what this does. This is a thing called MyFX Book. What's MyFX Book? MyFX Book, think of it like the report card of a trader. You can see what the overall gain is on the account. You can see what their daily return is, what their monthly return is, what their drawdown is. These are critical parameters in evaluating a trader. This is an account that's all of 3 days old here. This particular account, somebody put in $622.96. And by the time the screenshot was done, the account was then at $654. And see, they had a little bit of a drawdown. The difference between here and here is the drawdown. Balance and then equity. Equity is the amount, if you close the account right then and there, that you could take out. A little bit more than they put in, about halfway between the account balance. Once they close the trades, then it will be, assuming they're at a positive, it will be at this number or higher. It shows you what the earnings are today, this week, this month. So this I am so excited about. I need that drama music for this. See, I don't have that yet. And there's a lot of Zorros out there. There's this guy. There's this guy. Pretty clear he's a badass. Our Zorro liked this picture better. This I am delighted to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, Zorro 2. And this is a pretty good likeness of the guy that's trading here, by the way. But make no mistake, his diminutive stature has no bearing on his trading. He's a giant. Let me show you why I think that. Here was a $500 account. This is my account personally that I put in. He didn't trade for a while. We had some hiccups getting things going and not worth getting into that. But this week he did trade. He finally started on the 8th, traded the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th, and a tiny itty bit on, you see the green bar kind of tells you what's being traded. Here was a little itty bit on the 11th. During that, really effectively, let's call it 3 1/4 days. And I'm being generous here on the 11th. It's not his normal trading volume, as you can see, evidence by the green bars. Those are real trading days. But he made 11.61% on basically three and a little bit of one day. Imagine when he does all 5 days. That's 11% in a week. In a week. Holy smokes. And here's the killer part. Look at this. Drawdown, 1.6. Wow. If you're used to looking at traders, these are some numbers that are very, very striking to those of us that do spend a fair amount of time looking at this kind of data. This is my account. The minimum account for this particular trader is $500. You need an ECN account and 1 to 500 leverage. We'll get into that in part 2, and Robert gets into that in detail on Monday. But those are the parameters. If that's all Greek to you, don't worry. We'll be gentle when we get on, in the appropriate place. Here is the actual account that this trader trades on. Okay. Now notice we've had a pretty big jump in the dollar amount. He started with $10,046. That account is now worth $11,089, and he got that done in 3+ days. He made $1,143 in profit on basically really on those 3 days and a little bit on Friday, yesterday. So why is this significant? One of the things that's significant is if he fouls up, it stings him. He's got skin in the game. Number 2, this particular trader, Zorro 2, trades for institutional money. He actually trades for a hedge fund. So he's got a hedge fund that if he screws up, they're not tolerant of that. They want to make sure that he's going to do a good job, and he does. So this is somebody that we're so excited about. We've been waiting on this trader for a while. He's our newest trader. He trades the US 30 only, this instrument, nothing else. So we've got this actually was going to be the original Zorro. And then Zorro 50 is another Zorro trader who has done very well, had a little bit of a challenge this week, but did recover nicely and still came out. Robert, what was his profit overall? I didn't get those slides updated, but what has his profit been so far, Zorro 50?
So this week he finished in 5.78 and overall 28%.
Okay. So, and I do know when he started. So if he's at 28%, that's since July 18th. So basically a little bit, actually about 3 weeks, it sounds like, and it was 28% in 3 weeks, a basic, roughly. Do I have that right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So the good news for our clientele is, these are two traders that, we think are going to do really, really great things over time. And they'd be two examples of ones that you might consider to diversify with. We have a third one in queue. That one may come on board, and we may be able to announce them next week. We've got to do, see some of the results and see some of the testing, but we will soon have 3 Zorros. So, and the other thing that's kind of fun is the Zorros compete with one another. There is no interconnection. They don't know who one another are. We make sure to protect their anonymity because it's an important thing to do with traders. And they don't know who each other are, and they compete with one another. If you go into the Zorro 2 channel, he's going to make it very clear that he is the preeminent Zorro. He's challenging the other Zorros, which I like. There's nothing that makes Ford better than Chevrolet. There's nothing that makes, Mercedes better than Aston Martin does, or, Porsche does. I mean, anytime you've got competition, it's good for business because it raises everybody's game. Here is the Forex trader. Here was his first week, made 9%. He's trading predominantly Forex major pairs, in fact, solely. Here was the next week. He had upped that by 5%. With this particular trader, by the way, you can participate with an account that is called a ProCent account. And just to show you the difference here is a USD account. This particular account type is called an ECN, for those that know what that is. If you don't worry, we'll explain later. This is a ProCent account, and no, this is not. I'm lying. Hang on. This is a ProCent account, and you see up here USD cent. That's $100. Even though it looks like $10,000, it's actually $100. This was his first week. And notice there's a little bit of a difference between here and here. 9% for the first week on the dollar account. 8% on the ProCent account. And that just continues forward. There's a little bit of a disparity because the ProCent account, the spreads are a little higher. There's the fees are a little higher, but it does allow somebody to play with $100. So there's a benefit of that, which is you don't have to, have as much money to participate. And you can see, and sometimes people will just say, I want to test the water, see how things go. If it goes well, then I'll go get some more money to put in front of these traders. So these are results that show this. You see the week, the month, the year. Very, very, very good results. And we're excited to have these traders and the quality of these traders in our trading stable. The other thing that's very important in this process, guys, somebody got you here. Somebody thought enough of you that they invited you to the presentation. Do honor them and get their link to sign up with the trader, because the trader is going to make money either way. But if your pal invited you to this presentation, be sure to get back to them to get their link. It is important to do that, to honor the person that brought you to the to the dance, so to speak. Okay, now, one of the things I want to get into is when you look at a trader, would you guys agree that this is a good looking graph, right? This up and to the right, nice and smooth. Do you like this graph? What do you think? What's missing? What's missing? I submit the thing you want to see is not this. It's this. I lovingly refer to it as shark bites, little teeth marks, not big teeth marks. You don't want a great white. You want a little itty bitty baby shark, and then back up again. What are those? Those are losses. Don't look at losses as bad. Is that John Oken? He can't hear me yet. I think it is. John Oken, is that you? Give me a thumbs up, brother. Speaking of Nigeria in the house. This is a fellow I've worked with for a while, and he's a very, very capable man. Anyway, you want little bites. Why is that? Because this is the trader demonstrating that he is managing the account and he's not letting that turn into a big bite. We had a trader, and I knew better, and you learn from, painful lessons the most. We had a trader that didn't do this. They were getting great results, 2 to 3% a day. And then all of a sudden the market got away from them and they didn't close down and didn't take the stops. Ouch. And a lot of people, including me, got hurt by that, which is why we revisited this notion of, it's important to take losses. There's a book that I'm very fond of. Here's my copy. I've also got the Audible. I've also got the Kindle. I like it that much. And the book is called The Best Loser Wins. I highly encourage you to get a copy of this book on Amazon. Take a screenshot if you would. If you want to get it, I'll take a minute, just leave it on the screen. The whole thesis of this book, and this guy, by the way, is a badass trader. He's a world-class trader. He trades in competitions regularly and wins the competitions regularly. He's good. And why he says this is he didn't realize this when he started out trading, because we're raised to win, right? Not to lose, and there's a whole mindset in psychology that's important in this process, which is, are you mentally okay with taking losses? And the answer is you have to be, because even the very best traders out there, I mean, the very best, take losses. This guy's an example of that. He thought it so important to evidence that he wrote a book about the psychology of this, which is get used to taking a loss, get over it and move on. Just keep the loss small. No matter what, no matter how good you are, your crystal ball is not going to always interpret the market. It just isn't. So accept that. And this book will give you a very good primer on why this psychology is important to embrace, and particularly if you're doing the trading yourself. Now, how do we get money in and out? These are the different instruments that are available to us. Visa, MasterCard in most countries, AstroPay, Advent. I don't even know that Advent. I've never heard of this one, by the way. It may be familiar to some. And then crypto, or directly from the bank. You have all of these different choices available to you. Now, some countries don't have Visa and MasterCard. India, for instance, doesn't have Visa and MasterCard as available. Some countries don't have crypto. The UK does not have crypto. Ireland and the EU does. So maybe my simple mind says maybe that was something affected by Brexit somehow. I don't know. Here's what it looks like from Romania, which is where my account with my wife is. These are the different methodologies that you can use to deposit money: N26, Revolut, bank transfer, all manner of cryptos, MasterCard, Visa. I mean, there's some major players on here: Google Pay, Apple Pay. Depending on where you are, you may see something like this. And you can put money in using these methods. You can take money out, in this case, using these methods. And I'll show you an example of my colleague, Robert Russell. He did a really great job here of demonstrating using the different instruments. These first three are with USDT, TRC20. This is a crypto stable coin that has an equivalency to a US dollar. And we got some sound coming from somewhere. Who that was. I'm going to go ahead and just give me 1 second here. There we go. I've disabled unmuting just in the interest of keeping audio manageable. So here we have crypto. Here we have bank transfer. And look at the times out here. Crypto took 2 hours and 29 minutes, 4 hours, 5 hours. Robert Russell did a bank transfer, a wire transfer took 13 minutes. Hello, really? I wish I could get real estate transactions to do that. 22 hours on the second one, 13 minutes, 22 hours, go figure. Visa, MasterCard, 1 day, 15 hours, 1 day. I've had Visa with the company Wise. I've had it work in literally almost 2 minutes after I hit the enter key, no joke. So you've got a variety of methods of getting money in and out, and they work, they're solid, they're major. Now, this is my most fun part of this day, other than interacting with, our clientele and having fun. And I have to do this slide because what I'm about to show you will get you excited if you are like most, where they see the numbers, and we're going to get into compounding. And a lot of people really haven't seen the impact of compounding, and you're about to. But it's one of those things where I can make you ultra wealthy with my mouse and keyboard in a second. But it's important to understand again that there is risk. Trading is risky. Never risk funds you cannot afford to lose. So with that said, we will now dive into compounding. And what I want you to ponder is there's a number for you that's a test account number. The new trader that we just brought on board today, the minimum amount for that trader is $500. And you might put in an interest rate here. I'm going to suggest an interest rate of, let's say, 1.2% per day. And knowing full well, this guy, I think, is going to blow that out of the water. But just to show you, whoops, let me show you how this works. Not 2.2, 1.2. Why is it doing that? That's weird. And let's say for a year, you're going to see how this $500 works. Now, here's another parameter here, which is, should we include all days of the week? What do you think? No is the answer. And the reason it's no is the Forex market trades 5 days a week. Many weeks, they don't even, people that are good traders won't trade on news days. Like in the US, there's 2 major days that you want to steer clear of. One is FOMC, one is non-farm payrolls. A lot of traders don't trade those days. In fact, both of our traders in the Zorro stable don't trade. One in particular steers clear of even more red folder news events than that, particularly if the US dollar is involved. This last week, there were some challenges with that. So, I want to do this. I'm going to send out the link to this calculator in chat right now so you can get a look at this and you'll know how to work it pretty much. I'll show you some of the basic parameters of it. But here's the thing. If we have $500, 1.2 rate, 1 year, what do you think the number is going to be at the end of the year? What's your prediction? Type your prediction in chat, if you would, please. What do you think the number is going to be? $9,000, says Robert Russell. Any other guesses? Come on, guys. This is the participation phase of the webinar. What do you think the number is going to be? Find chat on your toolbar there. 10,000, says James. We have one that's 9K, 9K, 10,000, 12K. Abiyomi says 12K. 9K says Clem. 12K says, well, I got to take a stab at this one. Tim Millahin. If I butchered that, correct me when you can come on mic, which you'll be able to shortly. 7K. Okay, we got enough. Janet. I like Janet. Janet is going for the fences. Okay. Boom. Here we go. 11-2. So Tim Helen or Abiyomi would probably be the closest in that example, or Clem. But pretty remarkable that you can take $500 and turn it, assuming you get that 1.2 like clockwork. Okay. This is just math. I mean, it shows you, here's the month that you start, and not surprisingly, we're halfway through, so the earnings are not going to be reflective of a full month. But you did, if you were earn 1.2% every day for the remainder of the month, you'd have $90.88. Your balance starting September 1 would be $590.88. September, you earn $168. Your total earnings, this is just a cumulative number in this middle column, ending with 10,000 over the period of a year. keeping in mind you started with 500 bucks. It's just remarkable. Now your balance at the end of September is 759. You start October, you know, with 759, you earn 227, and you're seeing compounding, guys, work right before your eyes. Here's the earnings, here's the total earnings, and here's the balance on your account that's being traded the next month, or really each day during the month. Now, what is such an eye opener for people is what if we upped the rate 0.3%, 1.5? Do you think that's achievable? I'm seeing some head shake. Yes. I personally think you're going to see this trader that I just showed you, Zorro 2. And this is not a guarantee. This is an opinion. And it could be more, it could be less, but I think you're going to see him do actually somewhere between 1.6, 1.7 to 2% a day. I'm showing you something that's more conservative. That remember, at 1.2, your 500 bucks turned into 11,000. Now let's see, with only one change, 0.3%, what is the number? Boom, 24,000. We just about doubled that with 0.3%. This is what Albert Einstein was talking about. When you see, you know, try to get that number at the bank, you know, 4,771%. They'd look at you like you were from a different planet, right? Is it possible to get that kind of a number? What do you think? Is it possible? You know, and now, to be sure, you know, you're earning numbers here that are 115 bucks, 226, 326, 452. They start to get a lot more significant down here toward the end, though, don't they? In other words, the end of the run. This is a year. Here in April, by April of 24, you're at 2,200, 3,300, 3,900. Keep in mind, you started with 500 bucks. Now, something I'd have you consider is your account balance by the end of October is 1,100 bucks in this example. If it's me, I'm going to get my 500 bucks back because I want to get the return of my initial investment, my precious capital back. So I'd take a reset right here. I'd take 500 out and I'd start with $668.25, playing with the profit and letting the profit compound. To use Robert Russell's term, at this point, by doing that, you've de-risked. Now, what if you started with a number, you know, you said, okay, I'll trade 100 or I'll try 500 in the case of this trader. But once I do that, I want to see what 10,000 bucks will do. I'm going to go find some more money. Let's leave the rate alone. Let's leave the year alone. Let's see what that looks like. 10,000 bucks turns into $487,000. And you're now starting out earning, you know, half the month in August, 2,300 bucks. By September, 4,500, October, 6,500, 9,000, 11,000, 18,000, 22, 31, 40. You know, this is a pretty good progression, right? What if at this point you say, okay, when I get to 100, I get right here by March of 24, I want to start taking some money out. I've grown the account adequately at this point, like March of 24. Let's say we don't use 116, we use 100, okay? And at that point, what I want to do is I want to start taking some money out. And we'll start this April of 24. April 1. Let's start by saying, okay, I want to take out 50% a month. So I'm going to put in 50% into my account and I'm going to take 50% and put it in my wallet. Here's what these numbers look like if you do that. You start with 100 in trading in April. You're going to have a total earnings of 1.2 million for the year. 600 is going in your pocket. 700 is going into reinvestment value. Okay. And here's how that looks. Here's your earnings in this column. Here's your reinvestment. This number is going into your balance. This number is going into your pocket, into your wallet. So let's just say this crazy guy from America had something that worked like this for you, and you earn 603,000 in your pocket. Your account grew by 603,000. Look at what's happening to your earnings per month within a year of this. You start out and you're getting 33, 44, 44, 60, and you're splitting that in half, 50% to reinvest, 50% you put in your pocket, in your wallet. Look at these earnings, guys. I mean, when people see this, they're like, oh, that can't be real. That's just impossible. The Zorro that you saw, Zorro 2, took a little over $700 and turned it into $39,000 in a little over 2 months. No joke. Seen it, real account, real deal. Is it possible? Not only is it possible, it's being done. So, you know, when you look at this, it's an eye opener. People, you know, people will look at this, oh, it's too good to be true. It can't be true, but it's math. I mean, if the key thing is the trader getting that kind of a rate with consistency? That's the key question. Will they have losses? Yes. Celebrate them. That means that they're protecting your account, particularly if they're tight losses. They're you know, there's days where it's just like nobody can get it done, including the very best traders. Tom Hugard has losses. Tom Hugard has losses regularly. If you follow him, he's, you know, he loses some days, but he wins a lot more than he loses. So this is what's possible. You know, if you want to get real wild and crazy, just change this reinvestment rate. If you don't need those kinds of numbers coming into your wallet, watch what happens when you change from 50% in your account and 50% in your wallet to 70% in your account and 30% in your wallet. Remember down here, we had 703,000, right? Watch this. Here's 70-30. You've more than doubled your investment value. You now have 1.5 million. You've still taken out 600K to go do whatever you love to do. You made a 2,000% return, but your account is getting a lot fatter, a lot more quickly. By the end of 1 year, your account value is now $1.5 million, and it's clipping along at, you know, serious numbers per month by the end of this term. And you're taking out really good money. I mean, you know, for a lot of people, that's a really good annual income. That's 1 month here. That's 1 month. You know, this is what gets me really excited about the possibilities that we have with trading and with, you know, copy trading, but copy trading from very high quality traders. So back to our webinar, that's compounding. You know, what I've shown you so far is copy trading, the solidity of the broker, how you do withdrawals, and compounding. What I want to do now is just do a plug for the different events we have. The first of which coming up after today is with none other than Robert Russell and Tony. And these two do a terrific job. Tony Lack, I always get that wrong, masterclass on Monday at 8 p.m. UK time. What do they do in this class? Robert, would you describe what you want to go over in this class for people so they have the correct expectation level? Oops, sorry. How can you not unmute if you're a co-host? That bothers me. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Make co-host. I never did do that. That's why. See if you can unmute now, Chief. Still can't? Sorry.
Okay, so looks like I'm co-host. So what Monday is all about, folks, we literally go through the Robo4X back office, explaining literally from, if you're an affiliate, how to register Robo4X, how your account is correctly set up, because there's some important steps, where to find your links, your traders links, setting up accounts inside Robo4X, and then how to install the MetaTrader apps on your phone, your iPhone or your Android, if you want to check the traders' trades. So there's a lot on a Monday night to learn on Robo4X.
Good. Thank you, Robert. Also, I'm most excited about this class because Robert Russell is a very good trader, and he's learning, I'm learning, but you know, he is doing some really great stuff and has a very consistent, his instrument that he is wanting to be the preeminent trader on is the DAX, the German 40. And Robert will go through on this particular webinar how to how to do the basics, how to set up your MT4 on your phone, how to set up MT4 on the computer, show you some indicators and some different things that he is using. And here's the crazy part. I think he's insane, but he's doing this for free. He's not charging any money for this, and he very well could be. People charge a lot of money for this type of education. He's doing it on the house, and really it's to come in and get extra value. He'll show you how to trade on your own account, copying the copy trader, which means that if you can do that and you're quick on the draw, you can actually save yourself some fees by doing that. How cool is that? The other thing, Monday, Robert, we had talked about having one of these with how to set up the MT4 on the computer. Are you able to unmute again? I don't know why that is. Zoom. Sorry, I just asked you to unmute.
Yeah.
So is that something you want to do this Monday?
What is that, Robert?
The MT4 on the computer.
That'd be great. If you can do that, that would be great with me.
I'd be happy to do that. And this is something where, if you don't ever have to do any trading. I just want to reiterate that you don't have to be Johnny Propellerhead like I am. But monitoring your account is prudent. In other words, there's times, like we just had a time this last week where, depending on what happens in the market, it's really nice to have control of your own account and be able to go in and do things on your account, which we can show you how to do. That starts by having MT4 on your phone, but especially MT4 on your computer. And it's not hard. You'll see it's very straightforward and very simple. And I'll show you how to do that on Monday. But this again is one of the classes that's a very good one. This one is teaching you how to trade if you're inclined to take your MT4 to the next level. We'll also be exploring TradingView, which is a terrific charting package. And then each Saturday we have this Zoom, which is a business presentation for part 1. And then it kind of mimics what we do on Monday for part 2. So here is a good slide to screenshot this website down at the bottom. I'm going to put into chat right now. This is where you can send prospects to go get an idea about how this works, first of all. Secondly, they can get plugged into groups. Thirdly, they are instructed to go get the link of the person that invited them there. They can't sign up with anybody on the website but you. You need to give your link to the person that you're sending here. And when you do, they then have the instructions in part number 4 of how to become a client, and if they choose to, how to become an affiliate. timefreedomteam.xyz. I just popped that in chat, so you have that available to you. It's a very good resource for our team. Now, the affiliate and partner program, then we'll bring this thing in for a landing. It's simple. It works. You can withdraw money. You can do with it what you wish. It's your money. You can add it to your compounding. You want to accelerate your compounding in a hurry? Take your proceeds from the affiliate part and put it into the compounding. Very, very powerful. There's 4 ways we get paid, really 5 if you want to do copy trading yourself, but 4 ways that most people are using. One is, what do you get from the trader that you're subscribed to? If you're an affiliate, what do you get from the folks that you refer to some of the traders you like? You get a percentage of the profit from referring people to the different traders. Number 3, you get paid on the company fees, up to 35% tier 1, and then you'll see the different tiers. You get 5 levels potentially in your organization of fees that are generated. And then lastly, there's a bonus each month, which can be up to 20% commission on whatever you earn with number 3. You get this once a month. So here's an example. Let's say over time you put in $5,000. And let's say that $5,000 earns 23%. Let's call that a month. 23%, that's $1,150. You've agreed to pay the trader 30%. So we multiply 1,150 times 0.7. And this is the amount you keep. 30% goes to the trader, but you keep 805. The difference between this number and this number is the amount that goes to the trader. That's shown to you down here where you see over time, let's say you did what I just showed you, and then you invite 5 people that do the same thing. They then have 25,000 in. Let's say they, that same month, earn 23%. I'm not guaranteeing you're going to get 23%. You may get less, you may get more, but let's just use this for an example. So you have 5,750 gross income. 57.50, and many of the traders will charge 30%. So we multiply that times 0.3, you get 1,725. And the traders, in many cases, will split that with you. The trader gets 862 and you get 862 in this example from 5 clients. Not bad. What can you do with that? You can withdraw it and go buy groceries. You can pay rent. You can add that money to your compounding. It's your money. You can do with it what you wish. Here's how the 5 tiers work. This is the part that the company pays directly from their fees, both in the spread and the commissions, but you get paid these percentages over 5 tiers in your organization. Here's your directs. Here's the people that they enroll. Here's the people that they enroll, and so on. And here's the bonuses that you earn on the monthly bonus. So if you've earned between 100 and 500 in the previous part, you can be paid up to $50 here. If you earn between 500 and 30K, you can be paid up to 4,500 here, which is 15% of whatever that number is. And then if you're a Starfleet commander, 30K or more, you get 20% of that. It starts at $6,000 a month. This is just a once a month bonus. All of these, pretty cool. Robert, how much did you earn this week from this part right here?
So that part there, $850.
I hate you. Oh, I'm sorry. I had a little.
So this part also is something we'll have to add in because we don't, and it's something that's very important. Folks, once you earn $500 in this particular part, you could enter it into a monthly draw on Robo4X. So if you earn 500, you get 1 ticket. If you get 1,000, you get 2 tickets. Last month, one of my downlines told me he won $1,000 in one of those draws. So that's by, if you want, by referring people in, and then you start earning on the 5 levels deep. And if you go over a certain amount, you get a ticket from Robo4X that is entered into a draw every month.
You're right. We do need that. I've made a note of that. That slide you'll see soon. Thank you for that, Robert. So on the affiliate plan, it's simple. Get together with somebody that's doing it, and they can help you, if you have any questions on it, but it is straightforward. That's something that Robert and I can go over also on the Monday call or later on this call. It works, as you just saw. He, by the way, has had occasional spikes up over $1,000 in one day. We're working toward getting that number really consistent, not occasional spikes, but we want to have by the end of the year. I know I'm speaking for him right now, but both of us have agreed that we want to achieve this $1,000 a day, every day. So 20 days of trading, that's 20 grand a month just from the 5-tier part of the plan. And it's doable. If you can do it once, you can repeat it. If you get the right traders on board and you get the right things duplicating, very, very powerful. Now, the drawing, we'll get to the fun. Not that the rest wasn't fun. I think it's pretty darn fun all the time, but this is the most fun. Guests can enter the drawing. If you've never been here before and you're here for the first time, you can enter the drawing. Put your name, just type the word guest in chat. Then we'll know who to add to the drawing. So while I'm doing this, if you are a guest, type guest. If you are an unfunded client, meaning you have registered and verified any of those, but you have not funded your account, you can enter the drawing. If, however, you've funded your account, you may not enter the drawing. So don't try and cheat. We know who you are. Must agree to allow us to publish your name and picture. So if that's uncomfortable for you, then don't participate in the drawing because we will ask you for your picture. Ultimately, if you're the winner of the drawing, the money will be delivered once your account is verified. You get together with Robert Russell and he will make arrangements to get that money to you. And very excited about this. This is a very generous offer on Robert's part. So I'm going to leave this part on the screen right here for now. And let me get over to our drawing area. And here was last week's winners. And I've got some very, very important additional music here. I said I've been doing this for a long time and I finally did it. Is this game show in UK and Europe?
There's no volume. We can't hear anything, Robert.
Oh no, hang on. How can that be? I go through all this trouble to get my Jeopardy tune playing. So do you have Jeopardy or no?
I don't know.
That's not the right answer. See, if you ask an American that question, they go, yes. You know, it's been on for like, 60 years or some god awful number. It's a cheesy game show, but it's kind of
All
fun.
right.
Okay, here we go. Hear it now? Yes, no?
No, I can't say. Remember, might be a bit young for that one.
Okay, I'm going to have to experiment on my cheesy game show music later, because obviously it's not behaving. Okay, I tried. I made an effort to get game show cheesiness on here, but foiled again. Okay, who are our guests today?
Okay, so we have Johnson.
Johnson.
We have, excuse me, folks, for names, but I'm just going to spell them out because I don't want to get it wrong. Razik, R-A-S-I-Q.
R-I.
R-A.
R-A-S-I-Q.
A-Q.
A-Q.
Yeah.
R-A-S-A-Q.
Yes. Then we have James.
James. Okay.
Then we have Tim Alihan. T-I-M-I-L-E-H-I-N. And we have Abdul, A-B-D-U-L.
Okay.
I have registered but not funded. Do I qualify? Yes, that's HR. That's all I have.
Okay.
And then we have T-I-T-I-L.
T-I-T-I-L.
O-P-E.
O-P-E. Okay.
Yeah. That's, guys, if we have missed anybody, you shall have 30 seconds to get your name into the chat.
30 seconds to try and get my Jeopardy music to play. Now, I think Janet can hear this. She's laughing appropriately based on my cheesy music. It's just you, Irishman, that cannot hear it. It's just you.
No, I can hear it now. Okay. Robert,
I feel like I took a ride in. I feel like I took a ride in an elevator. Aye. Hang on. Elevator music made into game show music. Okay. Do we have any new names to add?
No, I can't see anybody.
All right. Now is the time. Let's get ready to rumble. Here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, who's it going to be?
Johnson.
Out Johnson.
I've seen this guy on the call a few times. So persistence pays off for Johnson.
Good. Johnson, can you come on mic? I've asked you to unmute, Johnson. I'm going to go ahead, by the way, and open up the so people can unmute without me having to intercede on their behalf. Give me a minute here. Okay. You can now unmute. Johnson, are you unmuted? Johnson, we don't hear you. If you are speaking into the mic, I see your lips moving, but no sound.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure. First question is, where are you from? Well, we could hear you and now we can't. I think you may have a short in your mic cord.
Yeah, Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria. Can you hear me?
Nigeria.
Wow.
What part?
Lagos.
Lagos. Okay. The big city.
Yeah, the biggest.
Okay. And who is your sponsor? Who brought you into?
I don't really have a sponsor though, but I've been getting your mails. So
Ah,
and I've been following and I've been following Robert on Facebook, but I've been getting your mails also too. So I don't know.
We'll go
Okay.
with Robert Burns.
I follow Robert on Facebook, but I also get your mails. I also get
okay. Very good.
so anybody can be my sponsor.
No, that's not true. That is not true. You'll understand that better if you become an affiliate. You know, if whoever's doing the work, that's the one that you want to reward. So
Okay.
yeah. So Johnson, congratulations on your win.
Yes, thank you.
Are you on Telegram?
Yes. I'm on the group on Telegram.
Okay, do me a favor if you would. I'm going to send you. I'm gonna put my username in chat here on Telegram. Send me a message here, and then I'll get you plugged in with Robert Russell.
Okay.
And I'm most excited about our Nigerian team taking off, and we're starting to get some traction. There's some very, very capable people that are coming aboard in Nigeria also. And, you know, with a proven track record in networking. So, you know, somebody is going to plant the flag there. And once that happens and we start to see people make money, there was a company a year and a half-ish ago that really opened my eyes about what's possible in your country. And I'm not saying this to patronize you. I'm not. It's just it's true. It's an observation, but an accurate one. The company started in America. It was a company called IPC, Intelligence Prime Capital. It was a scam, and it moved to Nigeria. The Nigerians got the flu, got the cold, and they in 2-ish months put in like 250,000 people. Just insane production. So wind the clock forward. I have that as a reference point. I was their worst enemy, by the way. I was calling them out at every opportunity. I actually created a page, which was called Scam Busters, just to address it. And I had a lot of enemies and a lot of people attacking me, not one of which came back and said, you know what, I was wrong. You were right, by the way, which just irritates me. But anyway, wind the clock forward. I see that post on Robert Russell's wall, and I see Forex, who I already liked, copy trading, got into it and saw that they have a very good system. The first thing that came to my mind was the word Nigeria, because I thought this absolutely will resonate with Nigerians, particularly because people can play with $100. Now, there are Nigerians, one of which is on this call. There are Nigerians that have a lot of money. Most don't, though. You know, there are a few that are the exception, like where my wife is from in Romania. It's a poor country. It's a very poor country, in fact. But, you know, guess where they sell the highest per capita number of Mercedes anywhere in Europe? Romania. Go figure. And I think Nigeria is the African continent equivalent to that. There's people that have tons of money, and then the vast majority don't have much. But there's hunger, there's desire, there's people that are very, very motivated and very capable that want to participate. And why I'm so excited about this is they can participate with $100. The difference between IPC and this is legit. IPC never was. It wasn't ever really doing trading. Here it is real trading. Here it is with a broker that's over 12 years old. Here you can get your money out in a variety of ways. The ways that you saw on the screen, by the way, for Romania are virtually identical in Nigeria. You got a lot of ways to get your money in and out. So it's very, very powerful. So in any event, Johnson, congratulations again. Welcome. What I'd like to do at this point, I'm going to turn the stream off, and then we will get into Q&A. Any questions are fair game.